Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, and today we are taking just a little dive into the Warhammer Space Marines 2 update. This patch has brought some awesome content, but there has been some serious issues that are driving the community and myself a little nuts. If you've been struggling with a new difficulty, random crashes or server disconnects, this is the video for you. So let's break it down and see what's going on and see what needs to be fixed as soon as possible. Alright, first of all, let's just kick things off and let's talk about the lethal difficulty. In my opinion, it's probably a little bit too unforgiving right now. Obviously, we all love a challenge, but this is something else. What should be a tough but fair challenge feels downright impossible. Enemies are dealing insane amounts of damage to the point where it feels like every encounter is life or death, and it's not fun in the slightest. I feel like the balance is just way off. Obviously, you've got players who normally enjoy high difficulty modes, but now they're just pulling back because it's not even fun anymore and it's just frustrating. And what doesn't help as well is this new armor system that's been implemented into the game in ruthless lethal difficulty. Obviously, now you've got to stick with your teammates from about a 10 to 20 meter radius if you're not in that circle. When you are in the circle and you are killing the stronger enemies, you are able to recharge your armor and gain armor pieces back. But if you're not in the 10 or 20 meter radius of your teammates, you're not going to be getting any sort of armor at all. And this is where it makes this lethal difficulty a little frustrating. It takes away a lot of play styles when it comes to the game, and the classes like the sniper class or the heavy class. Those two classes are very dependent on staying far back from the team and just spraying and praying or just picking off larger enemies from a further distance. Obviously, with this update, you can't really do that because if you're too far away from your teammates, you're not going to be recharging your armor, and you're not going to be able to get your armor back when you're killing the higher class enemies. Don't get me wrong, the game mode is still fun, but this new armor system and the lethal difficulty definitely does need some rebalancing, and it needs to happen very quickly. Okay, so next, let's just talk about the new termination operation on Kendaku. The new mission that dropped with the update as well. If you've tried this mission, you know it's one of the more intense missions we've seen in the game so far. Obviously, you dropped into a chaotic war zone, battling through hordes of enemies, and then bam, you're face to face with a bio-titan. And don't get me wrong, it sounds absolutely epic, and it is. But unfortunately, the negatives do overweigh the positive when it comes to this new operation. And that's because there's been a lot of frame rate issues when it comes to obviously the big bio-titan when it's releasing that like acid goo, and obviously with the AI. A lot of people have been getting game crashes. I've personally not had the game crash, which hopefully I'm not going to jinx myself. I do have a decent mid-range gaming PC, so it can handle the game very well, but I have had the performance issues. The performance issues with the crashes and the frame rates, it's just a matter of time until the Warhammer team brings out a patch and fixes that. But if you are experiencing those frame rate dips and the crashes on this new operation, I say just stay away from it from now and just carry on playing the old missions. I know it's hard to stay away from this new operation. I know you're just going to play it because it's so good, but obviously the performance issues are ruining the immersion of your experience. And with ruining the immersion of everything, let's talk about connectivity and private lobby issues. So obviously, if you are playing multiplayer, or well, I know there's a lot of you that love jumping into private lobbies to squad up with your friends, but right now it's a bit of a mess. A lot of people are getting booted from games mid-session, and the connectivity issues on the multiplayer side are happening way too often. Obviously, it's one thing if it happens once or twice, but it's getting to the point where it's just not reliable anymore playing on multiplayer. Being in the middle of a heated fight and then boom, you're disconnected is just so heartbreaking because you've just lost a load of progress. And it's really not fair because some of these missions do take up to about half an hour to 45 minutes. So it's a lot of time you are literally wasting. So where do we go from here? Well, the Warhammer devs are usually pretty quick to respond when the community flags major issues like this. But for now, we're kind of stuck with these bugs and balance problems. Hopefully, we'll get a hotfix like, as soon as possible. Obviously, hopefully they can address some of these glaring problems, especially with the performance drops in the termination and the overall difficulty in the lethal mode and the new armor system that has been implemented. Until then, it's a waiting game. Obviously, if you are on the PC side of things, there are a lot more stuff you can do when it comes to countering these performance issues, and that's got an Nvidia GPU or an AMD, use DLSS, that's what I use, and for AMD use the FSSR function on the game, and make sure your games are set to like high priority to make sure they're getting the most resources out of your system. If you're stuck on console, there's not so much you can really do, but I don't think I've really heard of any crashes and frame problems on that side. But if you are probably going to have to wait until they release a patch. But anyway, that's all I have for today. Anyway, I would like to know, what do you think of the new update? Have you been experiencing these issues too, or is there something that's bugging you about the game right now? I'm all ears. Obviously, with what I've been talking about is what majority of people are having, and when it comes to this new armor system and you do like it, that's completely fine. I mean, I would love to know why you enjoy it and why you think they shouldn't change it, or why they should change it. But anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts, and always, if you found this video helpful, hit the like button and consider subscribing to stay up to date on all the things Warhammer, Space Marines 2 and gaming. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.